Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to yet another daily The Hindu news analysis channel here. My name is Nidhi, and I am here to give you an unbiased and the honest view about the current affairs which is happening. We are not here to discuss which political party leader said to whom and what. We are actually here to discuss about the real matters of the country, because I feel that discussion is very, very important in order to find the solution. Unless and until we do not name the solution, we do not name the problem, we cannot discuss about it, and we cannot find the solution about it. So let us discuss some of the most important articles, most important news headlines of the day, and understand that what is happening in our country and all over the world, what are the problems it is thing, and what we can do about this. Because as a good citizen, it is our actual duty to stay aware about what is happening, and also also to have our own opinion, to have our own viewpoint about that, an opinion which is unbiased, an opinion which is basically not inclined to a particular political party or any other thing. So let's get started. So first of all, I would like to talk about a Supreme Court judgment. Recently, Supreme Court made a judgment, and in that judgment, Supreme Court basically highlighted one viewpoint in which an editorial was come, and we have to discuss here that that question is, should court use AI to give judicial decisions? Should judges use them to give the judgment? Imagine you are in a courtroom, you went to judge to seek justice, you present your case, and that judge is taking help from the AI to give you judgment. Will you rely on that judgment? Most probably no. Why? Because that is a judgment which is made by a machine. Now, kind of a machine which has data from the previous thing. It does not have its own emotional intelligence, its own spiritual intelligence, it does not have its own opinion. How it can give it to a biased, an unbiased, and a proper justice? That's why Supreme Court has warned that AI should not be used to make judicial decisions, because it can generate false information, which is also known as AI hallucinations. You see, artificial intelligence is growing in our country, right? It's not, and it's still growing. A lot of things have needs to be done. Whenever we ask anything from the AI, it give us 3 to 4 answers of that particular question. It means 3 to 4 versions about it, and then it is up to our understanding, it is up to our conscience that which version we should take, whether we should follow it or not. And then asking AI to give a judicial judgment, it's bad. It's basically a very bad thing in a society, that for seeking justice, we are relying on information. Yes, we can rely on technology to basically collect facts, to simplify facts, to have an opinion. But in order to sign anything, when a person is sitting on the power of position, and he has the power to sign the life of a person, in that case he must use his own temperament. The court compared AI hallucination to the poisonous gas in the Bhopal gas tragedy. Remember the Bhopal gas tragedy which happened, and then almost everyone got tied out. They were saying that they are dangerous and they are very difficult to detect, and it can impact each and every person. In an insolving case, the court found that a National Company Law Tribunal, which is also known as NCLT, had relied on fake AI generated legal citations. and the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal failed to notice the mistake. AI can only help judges and lawyers with research. It cannot replace human judgment, reasoning, or responsibility. Any judgment which is based on AI generated fake information is invalid in the eye of law. And also the Supreme Court has also drafted AI regulations for Code 2026, which prohibit AI from deciding court judgments, sentences, bails, credibility of witness. The court also asked Bar Council of India to make strict rules and punish lawyers who use unverified AI generated materials. So at the end of the day, I would like to tell you that AI should only be used to assist the judiciary, not to replace judges. Human verification and accountability are essential to ensure justice, because we are humans, and on this planet humans are living. It's not wise that if we put each and everything on the machine to do it. Next thing which I really want to talk about is about the water scarcity problem. Yes, as we know that we all have heard that one thing, that that this year India is going to face, and India is actually facing a weak monsoon. Now it's another question that why India is facing a weak monsoon. But a main question which comes in front of our administrators, in front of our citizens, is that India is going to face a water scarcity problem. India is facing a serious water crisis due to low rainfall. There are many cities like Delhi, Bengaluru, Mussoorie, they are facing water shortages. 11 out of 15 major river basins in India, they are underwater. So why such kind of a situation is happening? Let us discuss that. Why it is happening. Okay, it was last year only. IMD has predicted that this year we are going to face a water scarcity problem. India and the administrators, they knew the problem, that yes, and they might not know, but we have to prepare ourselves in advance, that in case water scarcity problem comes, then how can India tackle the pollution situation. Recently, India has only 4% of the world's fresh water, and and supports 18% of the world's population. 4% of world's fresh water is supporting 18% of the world's population. You can see the ratio here. And it makes our water management system very weak and as well as very poor. Why it's happening? Now, the number one reason why it is happening is that irregular monsoon and climate change is the number one reason. So we can move to groundwater, but there are also the cases that groundwater is polluted, and we are the over extraction of groundwater is also the reason that why India cannot rely on the groundwater. India also cannot rely totally on the rivers and lakes because of their pollution, and there is also a poor maintenance of water infrastructure is there, and there is an inadequate wastewater treatment, rapid urbanization, and increasing demand. These are the following reasons why India is facing water crisis. Now, irregular monsoon and climate change is something which is not in our control. It's a hand in the nature. Now, but pollution of rivers and lakes, poor maintenance of water infrastructure, inadequate wastewater treatment, these are the few things which are in our control, which humans can control it. We can clean our lakes and rivers. We can use them for another. We can use them. We can treat the wastewater to reuse it. We are following the recycle reuse policy, and also we should also increase as the demand is increasing. It's a government's responsibility also to increase the supply. So what are the measures we can do? Now, the number one measure that we should do is that We have to reuse the treated wastewater. We need to expand our micro irrigation system. We need to use water efficient crop systems. We need to promote water efficient crops. We need to improve our water governance and pricing, and we have to uh, clean our river basin and lakes so that we can use them at the time of scarcity. Water security, at the end I would like to say that water security is essential for sustainable development, food security, and economic growth. Integrated water management and public participation are the need of the hour, and it is our responsibility also to basically sustain the water, because our whole life it depends upon the water only. And if India, crores of people are facing water scarcity problem, it is a very shameful thing for any country, and we should look about it. At the end I would like to say only about one thing, that water is the most important thing in our life, and it's a basic necessity. Indian government needs to improve its water governance structure. Otherwise, it will lead to a very disastrous situation. With this note, I would like to end my video here. I will come back tomorrow with a new news headline, and we will discuss new more articles. Till then, stay safe, stay happy. Bye bye.